Coinneach MacLeod has been described as very Scottish, very sexy, very outlander by Elle magazine. He's been Scotland's best-selling cookbook author for the past 4 years, and he's here to talk about his latest book, the Hebridean Baker, the Scottish Cookbook. How did I do on your name?
Oh my goodness, I feel like you've lived in Scotland, in the Hebrides your whole life. Perfection, perfection.
Well, let's talk about where you're from.
Yes.
And how Elle magazine came to discover you.
Oh my goodness. So to put it into context, I'm from a wee island in, I feel like Shrek. I live far, far away. I'm from the furthest north of the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. And to put that into context, I'm closer to the south coast of Iceland than the south coast of England. So pretty far north, but it's beautiful. You need to come visit.
Well, I can only get to your home, and this is absolutely true, by canoe.
Yes, we live in a wee off-grid cabin, and it's a wonderful, you know, I have a wonderful life, but see, and all these amazing adventures, but see, when I get into that canoe, I know what I'm getting home. It's the best.
Well, let's talk about baking, because you were in your wee cabin baking, posting it on social media, and your recipes just really caught fire.
They just resonated. I learned to bake from my Aunt Bella. She's now 96, my absolute hero, still bakes every day, and she taught me to bake a particular bake called a clootie dumpling, which is a classic island recipe. And I started to share these videos and tell stories about the myths and legends, and even a Gaelic lesson sometimes as well, thinking only a few people would enjoy it, and suddenly it just resonated, and it's not so special.
Well, weaving food and culture and storytelling and folklore into a cookbook makes it more than just recipes.
No, you're right. And the fact that they say now that 25 million people in the US have Scottish heritage or Scottish culture. And the fact, this is me on my 7th US tour. Wow. I think I've got like 31 cities this year. And the fact that it resonates, the stories resonate, the culture resonates still over here, makes me so proud.
I really was never conscious of the fact that there were Scottish baked goods that were culturally relevant.
So I started to make these recipes, and as I said, they just entice people in, the warmth, the coziness. If you remember that Danish thing, hygge, a few years ago.
Big trend.
Yeah, and so somebody named me to have Hebridean hygge. These cozy recipes. I don't know if it ever gets too cold here in Arizona.
Well, sometimes it's 72 and we all get out our Uggs and our
sweaters. These are really comforting, cozy recipes that, you know, I think in my cookbooks I'm trying to do maybe a couple of things. Yes, try the recipes, simple recipes, but also trying to entice people to come and visit Scotland, particularly to the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. They're so culturally interesting.
Should we try some? This is one of your recipes, which, look, we did our best, you know, but
you've done so well.
This is the sticky
toffee boozy pudding. If you just imagine yourself in this little country pub in the Highlands of Scotland, and for dessert, this is what's going to be on the menu. And I was doing a TV show in UK recently, and you know who really enjoyed this? She was a guest on the show as well, was Venus Williams, the tennis player.
Yes.
And if it's good enough for Venus Williams,
it's good enough for me.
There we go.
Oh wow.
That's good.
It's like I just took a canoe to see you, and I'm sitting in front of the fire on your couch, and we're telling stories about Aunt Bella.
She'd love that.
What's the best way to follow you on social media?
So please join me on Instagram at Hebridean Baker. I share my recipes, my adventures. We're building a farmhouse at the moment on the west coast of Scotland to come and visit my Highland cows. You can do that next year when we open the farmhouse. I'd love it if people come from all the way from Arizona.
Your cows are going to love me because I'm a vegetarian. Okay, that's how I win over cows. I tell them all about it. Oh, good.
So good.